Passenger. Man, I love your mod. It's great. It's really powerful. But it's also really boring. Like, what am I doing anymore? You're doing it all already. Passengers RA mod. It is a good mod. It's solid. It's great. But there is one issue. You don't really use it. It just kinda happens. If you're just here to find out whether or not you should build it, yes you should. It's unequivocally good. I wouldn't really say it's fun though. It's fun in the same way watching the DVD logo is fun. Sometimes it'll pop off, sometimes it'll just keep going. Like its two older sister mods, this mod gives Passenger a bunch of random things, some of which are kind of negligible and some of which are honestly kind of amazing. So what does it actually do? The most important thing by far is that it cuts off 100% damage from environmental effects. And if you're wondering what an environmental effect is, it's basically any damage from the map itself. In the case of RA, this is usually lightning and sunburn. The second thing Passenger gets is a bunch of attack and 1 SP per second, which is nice, but is just more stats. It's stats. The third and coolest thing this mod does is that while Passenger's deployed, every 10 seconds, he will call down lightning, specifically 5 different lightning strikes across the map. It says it'll generally hit near clustered enemies, but I'm gonna be honest, I've run Conviction enough times to know this is just to make you feel better. It'll shoot randomly and you just need to pray it hits. It's kinda like a shotgun shot. You can aim it generally at a person, but it can just miss. This lightning strike will deal 500% of Passenger's attack, which remember is boosted by the other part where he gains 60% extra attack just for having the mod. So basically, it will two-shot most things. Or at least I assume so. I'm locked to RAcc where everything has too many stats anyways, so I can't really test it outside of Tides of War, which is not exactly the best place to do so. Anything that Passenger actually manages to hit will be halfway dead, if not already dead, because that is a lot of attack. It will reveal anything it strikes if you don't have recon towers up yet, and it will give operators 2 SP if it happens to strike them. This of course is best with operators that typically like to be near enemies anyways, like Ascalon for example. On paper, that effect is really cool. And it is. Genuinely, it's awesome. However, if you notice the trend about Passenger's mod, it's all passive. You place Passenger and it works. That's it. This is why I compared it to the DVD logo earlier. Sometimes the DVD logo will hit the corner and sometimes Passenger lightning strikes will strike the enemies. The only consistent benefit that you can actually control is the 100% reduction of environmental damage. Let's talk more about that. Typically there's 3 ways to handle environmental damage. The first method is Omni Umbrella, which prevents all supporters and medics, as well as any surrounding allies in the 8 tiles around them, from taking any environmental effects. The second method, though really specific to lightning strikes from the rain season, is Snail Beast. If you need to specifically control those lightning strikes, you can use Snail Beast to redirect them somewhere you don't want to, or maybe even into enemies. No, I don't mean Passenger's lightning strikes, I mean the ones that will always hit anyways, that Passenger reduces the damage from. You can't actually control Passenger's lightning strikes with Snail Beast, which is honestly a bit of a shame. If you could get Passenger to strike Snail Beast 5 times, then anyone within that range of the lightning strike will also get 10 SP, 2 per lightning strike for 5 lightning strikes. Alas, it was not meant to be. The third way of controlling environmental damage is through operator abilities, and there aren't that many. There's Polinic with Module, there's Chillchuck who's a collab operator, and now there's Passenger who needs this RA mod. Passenger's mod only eliminates environmental damage though. Any effects that come from environment are not actually mitigated, such as elemental injury, attack speed down, redeploy time increase, those stay the same. So actually, what this means is that your operators can't be sunburned, can't be struck by lightning, and can't take damage from map related stuff like volcano tiles or stuff like that. Then there's the lightning strikes. I mentioned before that you can't really control them, but there is something I need to warn you about regarding these. They hit allies. They don't actually do damage to allies, but they do technically hit allies. So for example, Ulpianus heals whenever he gets hit. If Passenger strikes Ulpianus, it'll deal no damage, but Ulpianus will still heal a bit off of it. This is notable because one of the best tokens you can get in RA is the Protection Kit, which gives every operator one layer of shield when deployed. If you've ever gotten medicine sticks in IS, you know how good this is. However, it'd be a shame if just randomly Passenger struck one of your operators with lightning. It does no damage, but because it's technically a hit, it pops the shield. There's actually a really funny interaction with Lin, of all people. Lin has a special talent shield that mitigates any attack that does 200 damage or lower. However, for some reason, Passenger can eliminate this shield. I don't know why, but it's a thing. Passenger really is that guy who shoots AoE explosives near teammates and pretends it was accidental. It's not even that bad of a downside, it's just funny. If you're a newer player getting into RA, it'll help you out quite a lot early on when you're still not really sure how to deal with weather. And if you're in the late game, it's honestly just the convenience feature, but at that point convenience is the most important thing, so it's pretty good. What about RAcc, which is where all the advanced stuff happens? I've mainly been using it as an Omni Umbrella substitute just to save a few resources here and there when I have a free slot. Not needing to set up operators in a specific way near medics and supporters is convenient, and you're still able to use Vanilla Wing, unlike Veil Beast, which immediately gets rid of any Vanilla Wings when it spawns. The Lightning Strike is not disjointed damage, so if you're striking Vayne Guardians, Passenger will die. Also, remember how I said that it breaks Lin's shield? Funnily enough, if you have Lin and Passenger on the field, and Lin is close enough to a bunch of Vayne Guardians, like in that one raid that has 50 or so, if Passenger strikes the Vayne Guardians and happens to clip Lin, it'll break Lin's shield, causing it to explode, causing her to hit all the Vayne Guardians, causing her to explode again. And not in the good everything dies way, in the 100 to 0 way. The damage otherwise is still good for long stalls. Obviously it's not going to compete with many other operators, namely Chen Alter, or Cinnamon as I call her. But if you're just lazily stalling, then it'll rack up damage over time. In short, Passenger's mod is good. Earlier on, it's probably really good, only getting overshadowed by Pepe because Pepe's is so good at farming. In the late game, it doesn't really compare to Eunectus because Eunectus is just that good, but it definitely helps support you in really important ways. And in RAcc, it's not as good as Eunectus of course, because Eunectus's is absolutely insane, but it's much better than Pepe's. Overall, it gets a rating of B for being very boring. So boring that, yes, this is a tier list now. We blame Passenger for this. This is his fault. So yeah, that's Passenger mod. Bye.